Katsuki Bakugo is not dead, and if you read the latest chapter of the manga, you know what I am talking about. The chapter is called What Do You Use Your Power For? The chapter starts with Dr. Ujiko explaining how he was able to extract the property of Ares' reverse quirk and eliminate the quirk destroying factor from the bullet that Shigaraki brought. On the next page, we see All for One with his new helmet looking at the vial that Dr. Ujiko gave him, and he told him that it can only be used once. And we saw in the last chapter that All for One used that vial. Then we see All for One becoming whole again like he was in his prime, and Hawks flies down to attack him while Endeavor and Skiyomi watches him while All for One says his body feels light as silk. As soon as All for One lands, he stole a quirk of a hero who can make clothes from nothing, and it shows that All for One does only need a light touch will make which will make the victim paralyzed for the time her quirk is being stolen. And All for One says that I don't want to be naked because I don't look good while I am naked, which is some kind of comically hilarious line, I think, but due to a villain saying that, it's not that funny. On the next page, Hawks strikes All for One, and it is revealed that All for One has no control on the reverse done by the wire, and it shows that in some time All for One is going to disappear and die because he can't extract quarks from the vials. In order to extract a quark, the holder of the quark must be a living entity. Like he can't extract a quark from a little vial or some sample of blood or anything like that, while Dr. Ujiko can, because he is a doctor and he can break its DNA down and extract the quirk. While All for One needs the victim whole and it needs to be alive in order to stole the quirk. Hawks and All for One have a little conversation how villains and heroes stuff works, while All for One says that he has passed his dreams to Shigaraki, and before he disappears from the reverse, he needs to rescue Shigaraki from the trap that heroes set him in. I was influenced by a comic. Why villains are feared around the world. Why do you think that is? In this world of countless cultures and values, it is that sometimes obstructs the future you envision. That is why I want to obstruct the future of this world. That is all I ever wished for. Then we see the USA, where the president is ready to submit to Shigaraki because the hero Stars and Stripes was killed fighting Shigaraki, and he wants his country to be safe, which we will not think that Shigaraki will ever do because of his broken mentality and broken personality. The world Shigaraki is going to rule will not be a peaceful place for anyone. It will be a living hell. And then we see a new character named Timothy Egpar. Sorry for that. Sorry for my pronunciation. Then Timothy argues him not to do so while looking at a picture of Star and All Might together, giving us a hint that he might be Star's father. Kids growing up watching the adults support them in turn, and then they become connected. Then the children do the exact same for the next generation. Isn't that why heroes wield power? This chapter gives us very nice quotes by the villain, All for One, and by a new side character as well. And then on the next page, we see a beat up Edgeshot walking towards Bakugo and Genist. And then and that is where the things go crazy. We weren't weren't thinking about this, that it would happen, because in the last chapter we think that Genius will somehow use his quirk Fiber Master and put Bakugo's heart together to make him alive. But here things go crazy. Edgeshot says that he is the ninja hero that can sneak anywhere and has crept in bodies many times, so he is familiar with all of this. Then he shouts to Miriko to struggle. Even her head is moved, even her head move, then bite. While Shigaraki watches and smiles how pathetic the hero's situation looks. I at Shawl, sorry, I, Edgeshot, shall not accept this. That stopped heart is not a life we can afford to lose. He is still, he still can make it. I will fill in for whatever he is lacking and move for him. Genius confirms Kamihara, which is Edgeshot's name, that he can't come back from this, which means Edgeshot will die if he do this. Edgeshot says just see him and smiles, saying that he will leave everything to him, President Hakamada, which is Geniust's name. Then we see that Genius and Edgeshot together in their time as UA students, revealing that Genius was the class president at that time of Edgeshot and Genius class. So that is a pretty little flashback and pretty little cute detail there. And Edgeshot uses his technique called Nimpo. Nimpo means ninja arts in Japanese. Thousand sheet pierce extreme, becoming very thin, like the surgical threads the doctors use to sew the body together. I think that this is where Edgeshot's quirk awakens, because we always see that Edgeshot becomes a thin like thread or something like that, but here we see that Edgeshot is becoming is not just one thread, but he is becoming a multiple thread like. So it's confirmed that Edgeshot quirk has awakened in order to save Bakugo, and he says that he will become Bakugo's heart. Edgeshot just sacrificed him in order to save Bakugo, and it is a hint that Bakugo and Izuku will defeat Shigaraki together, like they defeated Nine in the Two Heroes movie. So this chapter was literally mind bending and heart bending, because I love Edgeshot so much. The first time I saw Edgeshot, he became my favorite side character of all, except Bakugo. Bakugo is always our favorite side character, but still, Bakugo's death is not permanent. So Horikoshi has tricked us here. So Edgeshot will become Bakugo's heart, and he will sacrifice himself in order for the young generation, for young Bakugo, for Bakugo to become number one hero, to give motivation to the young generation, that the adults will do everything they can in order to for the new generation to move forward, in order for the new generation to be the best version of themselves. It is literally shown here that every time that there is a time when an adult has to sacrifice himself in order for the future generations to move forward. So this is it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next video when the next chapter will come on, and when the next chapter will come. So yeah, and sorry if I hesitated a bit. I am quite nervous when I'm recording these types of videos. I don't know why, but it is kind of some kind of stage fright that I might mess it up. So I will see you guys later. I'm out.